I'ma fuck up my life. I'ma fuck up my life. We gon' party all night. She don't care if I
die. So it has come to my attention that Elite Cybot has made the Over the Horizon movie. I think about an hour ago. An hour at this recording, I think, or 2 hours. 2 hours or an hour ago. Anyway, he made the movie right as in 2021, as he said. Well, let me tell you, it's just what I expected. You know, there wasn't anything that I didn't expect. You know, it was basically everything that I said. It was not good, it wasn't bad. And the whole movie was decent. Me and Diabolical watched it in my room, and we watched it, and sometimes we did cringe, but we got over it, watched the full movie, and it was weird. Now, I don't know if he's making a second part of it, because I didn't check the description. I didn't feel like doing it, because I was on my TV. But anyways, we watched it. It was kind of good. Not good all the way through, though. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good, like I said in my video. And something that he did. But anyways, never mind. We'll review the movie, and then I'll talk about my critiques and everything. So the movie starts off with a man. I don't even think we get his name. You know, a man just, you know, is in a bunker or a shelter, and he wakes up after, I'm suggesting, a nap, and he, you know, it just starts going on. He talks to this one guy, and I'm not going to critique it, not yet, after I review the movie, because Chris was mad about me doing this in his response video, so I won't do it, Chris. But he, you know, wakes up, and I'm guessing after talking to this one guy, you know, he goes over to another place. I'm guessing some chef that prepares food, or another man, but he's eating, and he's at the shelter as well. And after talking to this guy, who's eating food, he was like, oh, make sure you come back, though. This food here is amazing. Now, let me tell you this. Never mind. Just not going to talk about it. I'll wait till the end. And so as he gets out of there, he goes to find a place to live. A place to settle down out of that shelter. You know? And when he gets into the home, there's dead bodies. And, you know, he throws up in a sink after seeing the dead bodies. Like anyone would do. You know, if it's your first time seeing, like, a real dead body, then what would you do? Freaking just smell it? I know I did that in my RP, but, you know, yeah, I guess that RP wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. You know, in my opinion. No, Chris, you have a different opinion. And, you know, he goes upstairs, but a stranger. Later we know that his name is Leo. Leo comes up, and he has a weapon. Of course, he's a kid, and, you know, Chris / you know, the man takes him in. Chris, tell me his name in the comments, because I know, or in your supposedly response video, if you do make a response. But he takes him in, and he goes to find help without him leaving the boy there, tells him to lock the door, and he finds a dead body and loots the place. And he doesn't know who does it, but he leaves the place, head back home. As he gets back home, they are tempted. At the place, he found a note telling them to kill a guy named Zax. Zax being Leo's older brother. his older brother is now a raider. And the whole thing, just they head out and they go to find his older brother. So then the man doesn't have to worry about Leo. Now, as they're on their way, they go to talk in some bar. They talk, and a man says, "Do not go up to one of these raiders because they are dangerous and they are highly armed. And the raiders will kill innocent people and get loot." And when he comes back out, they build a shelter. Well, Leo builds a shelter and finds it, and they rest there, and they wait till morning until they head out and go find, Zax. Now, once they start heading out, though, they head out and they encounter what we know as sorry about that, I had to look it up again. It is called a Wendigo. And they fight the monster, and, they fight it off, and they both get attacked in different ways. And they loot the house that they were trying to go into because the Wendigo was protecting the house they were looting. And after that, they go back, they keep on going up. The man says, here is the place, it's probably over there. And so they reunite, and some random guy was telling him about the Mothman and the demons in the air. And, they take this off as something weird, and, the guy is just strange in general. The acting was really good in that scene. And, they head on from there, and they find a man in a suit. At the time, no one knew who he was, and he unmasked himself to be Zax. Zax being now a raider in a heavily armed suit that will raid and kill anyone who is not a raider in a suit. Now, raiders do not all have suits. They're giving special suits when they are high enough level. Zax being a high level raider who needed to be killed because of how much of a high level he is by, other people, other clans, I'm guessing. Other than, his group of raiders. And from there, they reunite. And at first, Zax isn't wanting to reunite with his younger brother, because after their mom and dad died, everything just went to shit from there. It just went a real down and bad, and it just overall sucked for them. And because they got gassed, and it just sucked. So then after the outbreak, Zax became a raider, trying to get a high enough level to make a living of what he's been doing, forgetting about his little brother. And after this, they reunite, and the brother leaves to go do his raiding business. And the younger brother / Leo shoots in the air, bringing raiders to their attention. And they start coming towards them. Them bringing up the Mothman in the sky. All of them doing that. And, Zax comes back, starts trying to help them. Now, the thing is, it's cool and everything. And it was a good scene. And the acting was on a little bit of perfection. And, it was a good overall scene. But anyways, leave that to the end of the video. But after that, they start hearing noises in the air. And what happens is, the raiders come, and they started an all-out shootout. And after learning this, everything is scrapped. There are no teams with the Raiders. If you become a Raider, you're on your own. You're a lone wolf. With this, Raiders come over, and it just depends on what gear you find. That's why Zax is in a suit, because he's been learning to survive while his mom and dad died. Which is good in overall. It sounds good, and it looked good. It was pretty decent, if I'm honest. And, I was kind of surprised when it was, his older brother. I didn't expect it. I thought it was going to be a Raider that they were just going to, freaking, have to get past or something. But no, I was kind of surprised. And, when this whole Raider thing down, the man gets shot and injured. They bring him back to the old campsite near the bar where the man told them not to go near the Raiders. The little campsite that Leo built. Now at this part, Leo and Zax have made up their differences and are now willing to stay. And after this, they change their differences while walking back to the place. Once the man wakes up again, he is now heading back home because he wants to live his normal life. But Leo and Zax convince the man to stay with them. Now, after this part, it cuts back to 1921, where I'm guessing the priest, which is kind of cool, if I'm being honest. It's kind of cool how they do this. It cuts back to 1921 in Blackwater on Christmas. And, of course, Christmas is the birthday of Jesus. And since this priest is all, Jesus related and God related, it's, he starts hyping it up, and he is the madman who dropped this bomb. And basically, this movie has kind of been in reverse. Everything being mixed up to go back in 1921 to show the man who did it all. Now that review's done, so far, I think the movie was good. But I do have a little bit of critiquing. Now, the thing that had me and Diabolical all messed up was, some of the acting. At least Cybot's acting was actually kind of good. Same with Red's. Jay's, on the other hand, was kind of just dull. Now, he said this in my RP, but I'm going to say it in his RP. Because it kind of feels like it's a one take. Because in my RPs, Chris and Red would be like, be more enthusiastic. Jay, on the other hand, was not enthusiastic at all. Not angry, not sad, just bland. Did nothing. No real emotions. Didn't even do anything with his voice. Didn't, start crying, when his brother started leaving with him, knowing that the only family he had was leaving him with some stranger. And basically, there was no emotion with Jay's acting. Red's acting was good. I liked his acting. Even, Diabolical loved it. Now, Chris's acting, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good. It was good at some parts, but sometimes it was just too much, The throwing up, amazing. The smell you would get from a dead body would probably make, you want to throw up. So that was good details right there, Chris. And I give you that on that. And overall, that was another main issue. Another thing was, at the bar scene, how did he know the kid was out there if he didn't see him? Because the kid was never in there. Because Chris slash the man said, just stay out there. And the kid never came in. So it just made no sense on how he knew that he was with the kid. Other than if the kid came in here and they didn't know, like, recognize that at all. You know, another thing that got me and Diabolical confused out of her mind sometimes. Sometimes the voices of the characters would just sound too familiar that you couldn't tell them apart, you know. He didn't get a different voice actor. He just, I couldn't tell them apart. I didn't know if one character was this or if another character was this. But after that, if, he put on a little bit of a different accent so that you could actually kind of tell what it is. But I still got a little bit confused on that. So, no, that was a little weird. And that was really all. And basically my review on this movie was actually an 8 out of 10. It was a decent movie other than the acting, a little bit of the scenes. So I'll probably give it a base 7 out of 10. Because the acting, the weird dialogue between some of the people, and one last critique. Now, somehow, in the middle of the fight with the Wendigo, the boy tells tales of, the whole, how he knows what the Wendigo's name is. And, somehow Chris slash the man says, yeah, because, it's a Wendigo. And that was just weird, because he somehow knows everything about it. I mean, I guess he did just fight it, But, Chris, you did an absolute, pretty good job on this movie. It wasn't bad, Some of the parts were kind of, trash. But they weren't trash. They were just, kind of not good. But, Chris, this was a good, decent 49 minutes. And I kind of had fun watching it. My brother kind of laughed at some of the scenes. But, I try to take it seriously. Some of the scenes, yeah, were not good. But, if I'm being honest, it was a 7 out of 10. This movie wasn't bad. It was one of those, kind of good but kind of bad movies. And, Chris, you did pretty dang good on this movie. Guys, and also, a little bit of news. If any of you guys have been sticking around for this long, I am creating short films, ones that I'm not taking very seriously, but will still have a lot of editing, so I can practice editing, and also acting, and they will be posting on my channel. I have lots of big ideas that will not be coming out yet, because me and the whole group want to practice our acting before we can actually, create these things. And I just want to, do this before, we actually produce them. Because then that will give us more time to, there's a big show idea that all of us want to do. 2 big movie ideas. And yeah, I'm hoping I can try and get all of them out as, soon as possible. But not too soon, because if I rush them, they're going to be garbage. But if I don't rush them, some people will pressure them. But I'm probably going to have a release date on most of them in the following videos that will come up. And they will be at random times in the video. Alright. Help me. Maybe. I don't know. But I'll see you guys next time. See you later. Bye.